darling, it's not presidential. And she gets up and they put a little tiny thing like this, little tiny. My wife, by the way, my wife hates when I do this. She said, you know, she's a very classy person, right? She said, it's so unpresidential. I said, but I did become president. She hates when I dance.
No matter how much we, and many of you, love watching Donald Trump flaunt his slow air punches and signature hip movements on stage, FLOTUS is not impressed. Yes, you heard that right. The First Lady is not a fan of President Trump's unpresidential dancing.
And she gets up and they put a little tiny thing like this, little tiny. And my wife, by the way, my wife hates when I do this. She said, you know, she's a very classy person, right? She said, it's so unpresidential. I said, but I did become president.
Trump himself revealed the moment, joking that she once asked him, could you imagine FDR dancing? The comment pointed to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a Democrat who led the nation while using a wheelchair.
She hates when I dance. I said, everybody wants me to dance. Darling, it's not presidential. She actually said, could you imagine FDR dancing? She said that to me. And I said, there's a long history that perhaps she doesn't know. Because he was an elegant fellow, even as a Democrat, right? He was the attack by Japan, you know, he was quite elegant, but he wouldn't be doing this, but nor would too many others. But she says, darling, please, the weightlifting is terrible.
What started as humor quickly shifted into politics. On Tuesday, President Trump issued a stark warning to House Republicans, urging them to win the midterms or risk impeachment.
If it's a successful presidency, it's been nothing like what we're doing. We had a very good day 2 days ago, too. But even if it's successful, they don't win. I don't know what it is. There's something psychological, like you vote against. You can win by a lot. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions. We won everything. But they say that when you win the presidency, you lose the midterm. So you're all brilliant people. Most of you are in this business longer than me. That makes me smarter than you, because look where I am, right? No, it doesn't. But I wish you could explain to me what the hell's going on with the mind of the public, because we have the right policy. They don't. They have a horrible policy. They do stick together. They're violent. They're vicious. You know, they're vicious people, and they stick together like glue. They don't have a couple of the people that we have.
The warning wasn't hypothetical. Trump was impeached twice during his first term, both times under a Democrat-controlled House. The first impeachment came in 2019. The second followed in 2021 after the January 6th Capitol riots.
You got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, I mean, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached. We don't impeach them. You know why? Because they're meaner than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things. They are mean and smart. But fortunately for you, they have horrible policy. They can be smart as can be. But when they want open borders, when they want, as I said, men and women sports, when they want transgender for everyone, bring your kids in, we're going to change the sex of your child. In some cases, like in Minnesota, they don't even tell the parents, is that right? And nobody believes it when I say it. I think we have 6 states. We have great, solid common sense policy. They have horrendous policy. What they do is they stick together. They never have a no vote. They impeached me. I never knew I was going to be impeached. I get a phone call, you just got impeached. I said, what does that mean? It took them 10 minutes. They impeached the president of the, who did a damn good job. I rebuilt our military, Space Force, I got everything. I did a lot. They impeached me for nothing, twice. Darling, it's not presidential. And she gets up and they put a little tiny thing like this, little tiny. My wife, by the way, my wife hates when I do this. She said, you know, she's a very classy person, right? She said, it's so unpresidential. I said, but I did become president. Somebody, she hates when I dance.